Okay, welcome everyone. I'm super excited to be doing part one of our content creating training. So tonight we are strictly going to go over kind of how to take photos, angles, lighting, editing, all that sort of stuff to make your page as attractive looking as possible. So this is definitely something that I've just kind of learned over the course of the business. There's never really been a course or anything that I've taken, just stuff that I've taken in from other people. Um, so one of the first things I want to go over is lighting. So if you do not have a ring light, please invest in one. There, you can find one for like $20 on Amazon. I have a ring light on right now, and I'm going to show you guys what happens when I turn it off. That is a big difference when you are taking pictures. If I were to take a picture like this versus a picture like this, okay? Big difference. If you can get in front of a window during the day in natural light, that's even better. Than a ring light, but sometimes you just don't have time to take pictures during the day, or it's like a rainy day out, it's crappy. Ring lights are absolutely incredible. This one, usually they can also they change colors. You can increase the brightness, you can decrease the brightness, you can play all around with it, but lighting is going to be key. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk to you really briefly about is angles. I feel like I see a lot of people that take pictures like this, looking like up at themselves. Okay, that is not an attractive angle on anybody. On this is not attractive for anybody. You're going to see like double chins. You're going to be looking down. Your hair is going to be like everywhere. It's just not. We really want to have our cameras out in front of us, either directly in front of your face, maybe a little bit higher. On a lot of phones, you do not have to push the exact start picture taking button. So if you have an iPhone, our plus button, like if you were to turn the volume up, takes a picture. So when I have my arm out to take a selfie, I have my finger on the plus button and I'm just going to click and it's going to take a selfie. Okay, so we want to make sure that those angles are good. We want to make sure that our lighting is good. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is also filters. Okay, so I think those are the only things I'm going to talk to you on my iPad about. So I'm going to flip over and make my iPhone the host. And then I'm going to leave from. Oh, here we go. Okay, so hopefully you guys can still see me here, and we're going to be going over next filters. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about taking angles and seeing filters and all the different things. So I am either taking my photos on Instagram or I'm taking photos on Snapchat. The only time I ever use I'm basically going to do a photo shoot for you. You're welcome. Basically the only time that you're ever going to see me using like my actual camera is if I'm like snapping pictures of my kids, and that is not usually in selfie mode. Selfie mode, I always use either Instagram or Snapchat. Okay, so let's share our screen here and see what we can do. Hopefully this works. Okay, so let's try going to Instagram first. Look at this. I already have filters open. So if you have never taken, oh my God, what is that? A selfie on Instagram, if you scroll over to the side, like it's as if you're about to do a story, right? This is same way that you would do a story. So I have all of my favorite filters saved on the bottom, and you guys are going to see how it changes as you go through. Okay, so just watch how my face changes. So this is one of my favorites. If you guys want, you can write these down or screenshot these. This one is called New York Babe. This is one of my favorite filters. Yeah, I would just take a screenshot. My next favorite filter is filter Avenda or something. Honestly, it looks like Khloe Kardashian. That's the only thing. That's who it looks like. Okay, next filter. This one, no filter. They're all like pretty natural looking filters. We're not changing a whole lot. This one's called Glow. Again, if you look at this filter versus the original, like that is a big picture taking difference, okay? Big picture taking difference. And again, I'll show you even with the ring light on versus ring light off. Okay, so dark, so dark. You need good lighting to take good photos. Okay, another one that I like is called No Makeup Filter. This one I think is Farrah Abraham, which is kind of funny. She seems to have a few different ones. I think it actually changes your eye color. You guys can also play around with which filters you like. These are just a few that I like. This one's a little bit strange. It makes my lips look weird, so we don't use that one often. Golden Hour, I like this one. It's very, very bright. This one's called 1987. California. Guys, there are so many good filters that you can find in here. And then this one is just called Relax You're Pretty. Okay, so here we go. This is what you're gonna see, right? If you take a picture like this, like I don't even know how people take pictures like this. If they're like sitting in their bed or if they're like, I don't even know if they're like taking pictures like your hair is just not good, or like if you're like this, or if you're, I don't know, it's just not good. So we also want to be pointed towards the light. A lot of ring lights also come with a stand, which means you can be hands-free, right? So like if I put my phone in my ring light stand here, a lot of them will also come with like a clicker, so you can stand back, you can take a picture, you can do whatever you want. So we will take a few pictures here. So you're gonna find the right angle for yourself. You can see right now I'm pretty like straight on. And you can like play around with it, right? Like, so we can do like, so I guess sometimes like I kind of like stick my neck out too. This is so funny, giving you all my tips and tricks. So instead of like standing like back, like this, right? You're gonna like stick your neck out a little bit and just smile, right? Take a picture. Okay, so these 3 lines here, we're gonna save it.
You want it.
Okay, sometimes you want like a sassier picture. So let's change our filter. So honestly, this is like one of my favorite filters right now. Okay, so because then what I want to do is I'm going to take a picture that we are going to edit together. Okay, so you can like play around with how your hair looks like guys, like do what you think is going to be good for you, right? So like photo shoots with Shannon, here we go. You never know, you can change like the angle that your shoulders are at, okay? Like maybe not like this. I would try to like stand up, right? Lengthen your neck, right? That's what like sticking your neck out kind of like this comes into play. Or if it's just in my hand, see, and again, we're losing my ring light if I do that. So let's try this. Okay, so we have a few photos saved. So the next thing I'll show you guys is on Snapchat. So Snapchat is very, very similar idea to filters here. So let me see if we can find, so these ones that have like the lines in them, they just kind of like soften all of your features. So from this, okay, a little bit sharper, a little bit more dull. I don't have a lot of makeup on, to this, right? Okay, save it. Hey, you can try out all these different filters. This one has a line. This one, I don't even know where it says like the name of these. Oh, at the top, maybe. No, that looks like music. I have no idea what these filters are called. This one with like a little bit of sparkle is often a good one. Any of these. Okay, so now we have some good lighting, right? We have some good filters going, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to go to our editing apps. Okay, so we're going to go to photos. We're going to check out some of the photos we took. Okay, so sometimes I'll scroll through and say, okay, which ones did we like the best? Okay, let's edit this first one because that one will be a good one to edit. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? If you do, please unmute yourself because I cannot see the chat while I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so these are kind of my editing apps. I use Studio, which you'll see at the top line here, which is GoDaddy Studio, I believe, if you want to search it. I use Perfect 365, which is this purple one, and I use Lightroom, which is the bottom corner with the LR. Okay, so I always start with Perfect 365. So this one is like, if you don't have makeup on, nothing, you can add it all. This is one of my favorite apps. So we're just gonna click Photo Makeup. So you can see I just edited that photo. So we are going to change photos at the top here. It's gonna show me all my photos. So we decided to do the first one here. So you can enhance. So there's all kinds of things. You can reduce shine. You can put concealer on. There's beautify. We can go to face. I'm just going to show you some of my favorite features that I use. I usually soften skin. I find Instagram makes your photos look pretty sharp. So I usually soften skin, and you can see how that changes here. I'll go to like the extreme, but we want to go like somewhere in the middle there. Okay, and then we can go to lips. If you want, you can whiten your teeth. Guys, come on, talk about being more confident, like posting your photos. You can put lipstick on if you want. Usually I don't do lipstick because it's not really my thing. Eyes, I always do eye concealer because I feel like I have really dark circles under my eyes. So we can add some of that. You can go down. It looks like you can even change where your dark circles are. I've never used this one before, but cool. You can play all around with this. You can add eyelashes. A lot of times I add eyelashes even though I have fake eyelashes on, I'm not gonna lie. And you can use mascara. You can play around with it. You can add eyeliner. You can add eyeshadow. You can fix your eyebrows. Like sometimes I don't always fill in my eyebrows. Which one is my favorite eyebrow one? And like I said, guys, you can play around with this. You'll find the one that suits you. It might actually be this one. And if you click this button at the top that looks like a finger with like a circle on it, you can change where things are. So like this is supposed to be the top of the arch of my eyebrow. So you see it just like lifted the whole eyebrow up. And then same with this one, we're just gonna move it up a little bit. We're gonna do the same thing over here. They're supposed to be the top of the arch of my eyebrow and then the corner. Okay, and then we're gonna click the check mark in the top corner here. And you can play with how dark it is, right? We can darken it. Wow, that is obviously way too dark for my skin tone, my hair color. We can lighten it. What else can we do? You can brighten. You can go to your hair. I usually do not do anything with my hair because I think it actually like makes it like a wig on yourself, which we don't really want to change too much. Shape. Sometimes I will even change, if you go to face shape, you can like slim your cheeks a little bit, which is kind of cool. It just makes your face look a little bit more sucked in. You can lift your cheeks. You can like, man, play all around with this. I've never done edit. It looks like you can like straighten, crop. There's backdrops. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Okay, so then we're happy with our makeup and how everything looks. this button in the top corner with the down arrow is going to save our photo. Okay, so the next thing I do is I go to Lightroom. So I am not kidding you. I do this with almost every photo. Here's another recent photo that I edited. And once you get going with this, it gets much faster. Okay, so we are going to click the back arrow, which will hopefully take me to recent photos. Okay, so here is the bottom photo. So this is the one that we just edited in our makeup app. So this little circle thing at the very bottom is called preset. And it kind of has some pre-ready stuff for you. So often I will do sharpening, which literally just sharpens your features. I don't know if you guys can see the difference there. The sharpening versus no sharpening. But I usually do a medium. It just kind of brings like your features back, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we're also going to go back to presets and we're going to go to color. And usually I just play around with these. So I'm like, okay, what does bright look like? Okay, what's high contrast? How about high contrast and detail? How about vivid? I use vivid a lot. You can use matte. Usually I do either bright or vivid. Vivid kind of makes you look like you have a bit of a tan, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I think, and usually this one's pretty quick. You could play around with it even more. I don't even know what masking does. A lot of these features, I don't know what they do, because we're just kind of trying to be quick and efficient. You could also go to Curve. Curve has some different other filter things as well. Oops, creative might also have some more, right? You've got like black and white, you can go vintage, you can play all around with the different colors of things here. Okay, so we are going to click at the very top, it's like the third icon over that looks like a square with an arrow going up. We're going to click that and we're going to click Save Copy to Device. Okay, now if you are posting to Facebook and to Instagram, which I really, really, really recommend doing, Instagram photos are always square. Always square. So obviously these photos are not square. So if you go and post this on Facebook and post it over to your Instagram, you don't know how Instagram is going to chop your head off or chop your body off, or who knows what it's going to look like. So this is where I always use my last app, which is Studio. And we're just going to click the black button in the bottom here. Okay, and we are going to click Image. And you can already see the difference between those two images that we've like edited, right? But I'm just going to show you all photos to show you that this is the most recent one. Okay, and now you see it's going to bring you to the original. So if we scroll all the way over to the left here, we're going to make a square photo. We're going to click the check mark. Okay, now if you click on the photo, it will outline the size of your photo, okay? We're just going to make it smaller so that it fits in this lovely square here. It's even going to give us a yellow line, which means that your photo is centered. I often like to crop off a lot of the top. We don't need a lot of the bottom. And the outsides usually either just go white or black, so not a big deal. I usually don't worry about them. Okay, and then we are going to hit this arrow. I hope you can see it. Move that down. That's like a square with the corner. And then at the bottom, the yellow button says save. Okay, so the other thing that we can do if we go back is we can add photos on top of this photo. So if I go to image, I'm just going to pick a random photo. Let's see. Actually, why don't we just add an income disclosure statement? Oh my gosh, this might be a little bit scrolling. I do have it in my favorites somewhere. Income disclosure statement around here somewhere, I think. There it is. Okay, see, and it's going to put this right over top of the photo. So you can either put it in the bottom corner. A lot of times what I like to do is make it as big as possible. And we can center it. Remember those yellow lines? Okay, wait, we need to go up. There's the yellow line. Okay, so now we're centered. If you go on the bottom across here, we're going to go to opacity, okay? And we're going to decrease it. That is going to give us that look of it being on top of the other photo. You can see as you get more opaque, it like completely disappears. But we want it to be at an opacity that people can still read it, right? It has to be legible. Okay, so then we can go ahead and click check mark and we can save that one as well. So sometimes this is what I do when you get like weekly bonuses. You can go back, like we can delete that page. And let's say we had a picture of a weekly bonus, we're going to put like the weekly bonus picture on here, and say, oh yeah, like look, make your post about what you're using your weekly bonus for, and whatever else. Okay, so the next thing that is a great idea to do is often to have an inspirational quote. Okay, so let's see if we search for inspirational quotes. Let's see what we can find. Usually I try to find something. Oh, this is cute. You are more than what your thoughts tell you. Okay, and we're just going to screenshot it. And usually I try to, again, make it as square as possible because that's what Instagram likes. Instagram likes the square photos. Okay, save the photos. Okay, so what we are going to do now is I am going to show you guys about posting these. Does anyone have questions about picture taking, angles, filters, lighting, any of the editing that we just did? Maybe I'll come back for a second and just check the chat. And then we will continue. Okay, what's this app? 365 Web Studio app. Crystal also uses PixArt app. Yes, Pinterest is freaking amazing. My fave filter for Facebook Live videos. Ooh, that is a good question. I usually just pick one of the more natural looking ones. Sometimes it gives me filters that show up sometimes and then sometimes not. So I honestly will just scroll through and find one that looks a little bit more natural. Okay, so no questions so far. So let's go to posting. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's go find a post. So usually I'll go into boards, Diamond Dreamers, posts and stories, posts, business posts, and there are so many post options in here. We can kind of pick whatever we want. Usually I'll try to pick something really short. So why start a side hustle? Earn extra income, pay down debt, enjoy a flexible schedule, build an emergency fund, pay for a little extras, learn new skills, have something that's yours, be your own boss, determine your own worth, quit your day job, and so many more. Helping 3 more women who are serious about launching their own side hustle. Get started this month, one-on-one training, all of the tools they need to build successful online business fast, DM hustle. Okay, does that kind of go with the you are more than what your thoughts tell you? Yeah, that's not bad actually for that quote. Okay, so maybe actually before we do that, I'm going to show you guys the difference in those edited photos. So here is our original photo, okay? And here is our finished edited photo, okay? Big difference, right? It just kind of pops a little bit more. It's a little bit brighter. And that's even after, you can even see like the color of my hair. The color of my hair in the first photo looks like way duller than the color in the second photo. And again, like these are just going to grab people's attention when they're scrolling your wall. Okay, so that gives you an idea there. So we are going to go to, actually, I don't even know if I copied that post or not. I don't think I did. Okay, so copy this. And we're going to go to Facebook. What's on your mind? And we're literally just going to paste it. Okay, so now we are going to add our photos. So we're going to click this green button here. Okay, so, and I like to go 1, 2, 3. So that your main photo is first, then we're getting a quote, then we are getting the income disclosure statement because we're telling people that they can make money. Okay, so we're going to click done. So as you can see, you do not want to post it like this. It totally cut my face off. It does not look good. But there is a little button here that says choose layout. So if we click frame, look how much better that looks. You get my whole body. That is the biggest picture now. And then it kind of squares the other two photos and it just looks so much nicer. So much nicer. I do also have posting to Instagram on, which is again why I make these photos square. Like if you are to actually click on the photos, they are still each square photos. But choosing the layout is a big deal. So like this one, even if you were to choose that, it cuts off all the words on the middle quote. So that doesn't really, that layout is not really very good either. So this framed layout is great for this sort of, I'll say layout of post. Okay, so we can go ahead and post this because it's not a bad one. Okay. Uploading post. Okay, so the last thing, or one of the last things I'm going to show you guys to do next is to do with our stories. So I always post my stories from Instagram. So one of the things that I like to do actually is take that photo that we just did, and we are going to create an opportunity story from the exact post that we just did. Why start a side hustle? So I just pasted the exact same post, okay? So what I like to do now is we're going to cut everything except for the very first line, okay? So we're going to put that at the top. Why start a side hustle? Okay. And you can see I kind of moved my photo over to the side because we're going to put more words on this page and we want to make sure that there's room for them. So we're going to add to our Facebook. See, it's going to go to Instagram and it's going to go to Facebook. Okay, so now when I swipe over and go to add the next one, it's already here for me. So I have my phone set somehow that it saves all of my stories when I post them. So now when we go to put the next wording, all I have to do is click paste because we cut out the part we weren't using. So now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to highlight this bottom part and we're going to cut it out. And we are going to post this next part. And we're just going to put it right here. Okay, and we're going to add your stories. Now we're going to do the same thing again, swipe over, and we're going to click the next photo. Again, we're going to add words, click paste, take out the bottom part, cut. This part will probably do a little bit longer like this so that it works along the bottom. Okay, we're going to post that. And now same thing, last time. And wording and paste. Again, we're going to make it a little bit skinnier so that it fits along the bottom here. Hopefully it doesn't trash it. Okay. Can center it with the blue line and post it. Okay, so guess what? Now we have posted an opportunity post. Now we can even throw that quote in there. And now we can even throw in a story, which I found. So guys, sometimes these stories, as you can see, like this photo actually has someone else's like battery percentage at the top of it and the time. So we want to make sure that we are making this the proper size for our story. Okay, so we want to post that. So the same thing now with this next one. Again, we want to make sure that this person's battery percentage and all that stuff is not posted in our post. Post. I've got one more here. Okay, so the other thing is you also want to make sure that it's not zoomed in like this, right? Like that. If the photo showed up like this, you would want to make sure that you're zooming out to make sure that it fits the whole photo properly. Okay, so you can post that one, and then I think I have one more for that story. Okay, and this one looks like it's actually pretty good, but we'll test it one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so add to your stories. Okay, so now we've got our beautiful Facebook post up, we've got our photo, we've got a quote, we found a post to do. So this is what I would call an opportunity post, which is why it's important that we put that income disclosure statement, right? We're talking about paying down debt, about quitting your day job, like all kinds of things that we're saying that they can do with this money. But that's where we need to make sure that people know that it's not guaranteed, right? You actually have to work and show up. Versus if you are in boards and you're looking at some of these other posts, some of them would be considered lifestyle posts. And that's where it's just talking about like life, if that makes sense. Like, let me see if I can find a short one. If it has nothing to do. So it's time to face your own damn fears and own it, my friend. I hope I can only show you that you can come from nothing. You can build yourself up. You can be someone. I knew that there was more to life, so I straight up grabbed that crap by the horns and said, let's do this. I built this life of mine on hard work, perseverance, a whole lot of just winging it. Half the time I didn't even know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm living in pure chaos, but I'm still standing here. But instead, I just existing. Instead, I just existing. I'm on a mountain of my own failures. So this is where you need to edit some grammar sometimes. That got me where I am. And dang, the view is good. Do something about it. Make a change. Stop just chilling and hating life. Don't you realize that there is more out there? Be willing to get it. DM me ready and let's chat. So this would be like a great lifestyle post posted with a beautiful selfie that you just changed and edited. And where it says like the view is good. If you had yourself like looking out over like a beautiful view, that would be perfect. I'm actually gonna save this because sometimes it's hard to find these again. Copy. And I usually just add them to my notes, is what I do. Then I have them saved for later. Okay. So I think that's literally everything that I had written down to talk about. Layout, adding to stories, making sure photos fits, using up post in your story. Where is our Zoom meeting? Where did you guys go? Okay, stop share. Okay, does anyone have any questions? I know I hadn't seen that post before yet either, Crystal, right? Sometimes I feel like new ones just like happen to show up. It's kind of cool. Okay, do you guys have any questions about anything we went over tonight? Like I said, angles, pictures, lighting, all the good stuff. Otherwise, I think that's all that I have for you. Again, this was part one. Next week, we are going to do part two, and we're going to go over TikToks and Reels and all that fun training. So, everyone have a great, how long does it take you to edit your pics? I can usually edit them in like 2 or 3 minutes because I edit them like the same like every time. So I already know what I'm going in, what filters I'm using, what I'm changing. Like I said, like I do like that softened face, and then we're adding some eyelashes that might fix my eyebrows. Um, and then we're going to Lightroom and I'm sharpening and I'm picking either Brighten or Vivid or one of those other things. Yes, I will definitely share the recording, especially so you guys can go through and find all of those filters because they are pretty awesome. Okay, so yeah, and then next week we're going to do our part two with Reels and TikToks for creating content for you guys. Super excited for that one. But everyone have a great night, and I can't wait to see all of your amazing posts for the rest of the week. We'll see you later.